Indeed. All right, Zath, why don't you take us in? Oh, yeah, I've got to turn a bunch of stuff on because this is my first game on the press account. Give me just a moment, please. All right, so I have to turn on, it's in the HUD. I have to turn on full, and I think that covers it.
Yep.
Yeah, that does it. That does it. All right, Zath, here we go. Talk to me about the BN lineup here as we spawn into game one.
Yep, best of 3, here we go. This is Buenos Noches bringing with them a Ragnar with Jersey Mike in the buffed Adrenaline Rush and Kleber. Now, interestingly enough, Van CV Sub is not using Honore or Abanu. I'm surprised to see that. We got a Cerberus, Bot Des Moines with the COTS ready build because it's bot. We got another Marseille that's using Honore for Adrenaline Rush. Des Moines with unique upgrade, Moscow with unique upgrade, and buff consumable specialist, that's Zemensky. Christopher Colombo with unique upgrade, and finally Kremlin to round them out. Interesting choice, Des Moines bot.
Yeah, I was curious about that as well. I was wondering if maybe we would see something that might be a little more considered a little more survivable.
Yeah.
But here we are.
Yeah, usually we see Marseille's chosen.
Yeah, which makes a little more sense. All right, from the south spawn in the red, let's have a quick look over things. We've got the EPOXY lineup. And I'm realizing now I needed to be using the other flip. There we go. We got Vampire Deuce, a double Vamp Deuce in Petropavlovsk Vampire. That's going to mess me up. I think they do that to troll us personally. So I got double Vamp Deuce headed over here towards C and B. That's Petro and Connor. Are they identical builds? No, but very similar. Deadeye's Henri Catrim with, wait a minute, is he running? He's running Outnumbered.
Outnumbered, you got it.
That's an interesting choice. All right. Wolfman's Reggiano Deloria, which is a ship I don't think I've ever seen in King of the Sea. It's a fun ship, but it's not what I expected to see up here.
It's had a lot of use so far this season.
Hanging out mid, we've got Shrimp Dances Moskva. Looks like he's going to go camp up with his radar up here by the D-cap, running unique upgrade. Headed towards the 9-10 line, Hook Line's Marceau, sporting Dazzle in a fairly typical build. Backed up by Mega Zhao's Howden Liu and Bustling Fungus's Howden Liu. Both of them, I think, are running the fancy new unique upgrade to buff Howden Liu's airstrikes. Behind all of them, Moose on the Loose's Kremlin. I love that. I love his name. I love his name. Now, EPOXY's taken a very heavy, well, both teams a very heavy deployment to the DE line, to the DE cap side.
You got it. And EPOXY, now both Hot and Lose, they do have the special Dutch commander that gives a buff to that tier 2. Can't remember the exact name of the skill, the 2-pointer.
Focus Fire Training.
Thank you. That helps get the airstrikes back, and of course that synergizes really well with the unique upgrade.
Ooh, wow. The bot Des Moines taking a bit of a risk there early, and the Kremlin not able to punish him for it. A little surprising there.
Yep, you just spam get back on the Des Moines, right? Get back, get back.
Moose taking some punishment in return of him for his own position.
Now, I don't know if you know Petropavlovsk. Do you know who that actually is?
I do not.
That is your SAT score, our good friend.
Ah, excellent. Okay. I do know who that is when you give me the actual name.
Yes.
It's going to be Shrimp Dance's Moskva that makes the first cap of the game, picking up D here. You know, Zach, with 5 caps, I have to wonder, have they changed how quickly these caps tick up or something? Otherwise, this could be a really fast game.
I don't believe that they have. I certainly haven't noticed it, but I think it's more of a function of, because the map is so more spread out with the cap layouts, it's more common that you're going to have teams capping individual caps by themselves, walking in. Oh, I'll take this cap, thanks.
Yeah. Bot Des Moines managing to sneak away.
He's
barely
dark.
alive back there. Yep, exactly. He's barely alive back there, but still hanging in. EPOXY with the early cap advantage. 3 caps to 1 as they're working on capping C here. To wonder what Dark One's going to do. How is this engagement going to play out? Because SAT score, as you say, Petro here is quite alone. There comes the radar.
Yes, and he knows Dark One's over here, so you got these single fire corps he's trying to bait out Dark One right now, trying to get him to move forward. He's not taking the bait though.
No, he's got his Hydra up. Yeah, you can see him coming.
But there's nothing to stop him from walking into the Sea Cap now.
It feels, Zaf, as I look at the map, like BN's deployment is kind of not what I would choose, right? Like, it just feels like who
at
got
Jordy.
smacked? Oh, the Cerberus. Who?
Yordi over on the other side on the 10 line, the Marseille. That was like six Howloo airstrikes at once.
All at once. He just took them all, huh? Yeah. It feels like BN has already given up on the 9-10 line, but it doesn't feel like they're really in a position to push or make a real impact anywhere else, and they're outnumbered on the 1-2 line.
They are indeed, but of course they took the OP new ship Cerberus with them.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to come down. For me, this match is going to be a very, very critical about what Kelvin's Colombo does. It looks like they may just drive him directly into C.
At a certain point, you gotta just go for it, and I think Buenos Noches is feeling that pressure to do just that. On the other end of it, you got Nab LV and the Ragnar. He wants to radar Connor Gaming's Vampire Deuce, but he doesn't have radar available.
Nope.
So he's just kind of sitting there, hoping his Cerberus can help him out. And we might see some crazy stuff happening here at the decap as Belly Moon Kaboom, of that name, moving up into at least a stop point gain, but there goes the bot.
They are going to claim the bot here. They had moved Kaboom up into the cap to hold the points back, but then the Howloo bombs began to fall. He's going to take a pretty okay, not a catastrophic hit there, but certainly a solid one. Bustling Fungus landing some good bombs there, as he's going to I assume they're going to space these out pretty well to try and get him to burn that DCP, because of Moskva doesn't burn like Stalingrad does she?
Yes, she does.
She does.
No, you're right. She does have the extra burn time.
Yeah, she's a traditional cruiser in that regard. Yeah, Stalingrad has the extra burn time, but Moskva's treated like a traditional cruiser.
Yep.
So just as predicted, here comes another bomb run.
Yep, and we've seen a lot of players last weekend mess that up and just go all of them. And look at that, three fires now.
Triple fire, no DCP available for a full minute.
No, he's got 60 seconds, or 20, I mean.
That's what I said.
You said DCP.
Oh, I'm looking at the heal.
Yep.
I apologize. I looked at the wrong thing.
Now it's 4 fires. Hey, Toasty.
Well, BN does finally make a play, moving up to grab C, but not before they fall over 300 points behind here in game 1.
Yep, it's kind of hard to say I'm going to bring a bot to the playoffs, but hey, they gave it a shot. Appreciate them for doing that, giving us something to look at and talk about.
It's either that or forfeit the game. You might as well put the bot out there and try, right?
Yep.
Like, you never know.
It also gives you more time to bring somebody else up, assuming you can get them logged in and whatever else.
Captain Kelvin's Colombo now pushing directly down the 6 line through the gap here. What I'm curious about is, what's the goal? Are we trying to dislodge the Moskva, or are we trying to dislodge one of the Howden Lius? What are we? What's the focus target here is my question.
And it looks to me like he's trying to do something about the Moskva.
He can't see Bustling Fungus right now. He has no vision over there. Both BN battleships pushing here as they're continuing to fall behind down a cap.
Yeah, he's looking right at Shrimp Dance's Moskva. Here comes. Nice hit.
Big
Very
SAP.
solid.
Big SAP right through the stern. Good AP, good Moskva AP going in on the Kremlin as well.
Now look at this. Ban CV subs Kleber.
I
don't like
this.
It's fun to look at, but he's going to lose a good amount of hit points for doing this.
Well,
and
I was going to say, is he? He is, but the only reason he is because Shrimp Dance knows he's there, right?
Yeah.
He's going to take at least 1, 2. There we go. All right, so they get the Moskva off the board. Right at the same time, they do finally lose Yordi's Marseille over here on the 10 line.
Yeah, he gets Dutch ovened. Captain Kelvin's Colombo takes looks like a torpedo or 2 for his troubles. Forces the DCP out.
Now Chris's Kremlin is quite alone, possibly in a 4-on-1 over here on the 9 line with the Marceau, both Howden Lius and the Kremlin looking for him. He pretty much has to sit here and take it to try to hold these points back.
Absolutely. There's one drop there. DCP. Now I'm willing to bet we're going to see like 5 airstrikes or something ridiculous come up here.
If he burned the DCP, it has to be coming soon. There goes the AP into the bow. Solid hit, not as big as they need. They need to get one of these Lus off the board as quick as they can.
Yep,
before Chris burns to death.
You got BanCV there trying to make something happen.
They're going to get Megazal here in a moment. There he goes. Catches them up on kills, buys them some time, a little over 2 minutes now. Chris putting some AP out on the Marceau for a solid hit.
Very good hit.
They
and
do
there
bag
goes
the
Kelvin's
Colombo.
Yep.
Yep, middle of the board. They had to trade the health for the Vord position, not able to pull the Colombo out or make other meaningful gains there with him.
Chris trying to move forward now, get out of the line of fire.
Well, he steps onto the E cap. He's going to have to drive out of it.
Yeah.
If he slows down, he's going to take one of these torpedoes. I think he's going to take one anyway at this point. I don't think it can be stopped. Ooh, he's going to swing his stern. He's going to make it.
Yep, he's fine.
60 seconds from an epoxy win here in game 1. Go.
Is just that. They've left the E cap. They can't do anything about that anymore. Chris is quite toasty. Here comes the next Dutch oven. BanCV sub going for another YOLO charge.
Going for another YOLO charge. He's going to get it.
Yes.
Yes, he is. He's 100. It was the second rack that did it. But now, because he hasn't fired his guns, he's invisible again.
Fantastic execution.
Had to back too far off. They're going to lose Chris. Can they take Moose with him? They need this trade. They're not going to get it.
Nope. Moose has his DCP on.
Yep. 90 seconds now. We're still 90 seconds from an epoxy win. Buenos Noches is only down 1 ship, but they've pushed very hard. They are going to control E shortly.
Actually, wait, they got a Ragnar about to step onto the A cap or the B cap. I mean,
and he's out of radar, so he will not be able to spot Connor. There we go. Now, but he's going to have to sit in this cap if he wants to stop these points gains, and that's going to be bad.
Yeah,
because he's inside the Vampire's Hydro range. They're going to pick up the kill on Deadeye, I think, Zath.
Oh, if they do, that's going to be huge for him.
They've stopped all epoxy points gains here.
Yes.
1 fire on Deadeye. More shells coming in. There it is.
There's the kill.
55 seconds now from a BN win. They're going to lose the Ragnar. There he goes. But it's enough.
Timers.
Look at the timers. It's enough now. If they can hold these 4 caps, they're going to win about 20 seconds.
Well,
nope, there's somebody in C. There's the Vampire Deuce. I knew they could cover everything. Yep. SAT can read a map. He knew this was coming. He knew they were going to have to get on a cap, and so he took care of it. Man, this is going to end up being a tight game.
It's been a lot tighter than you'd expect, considering there's a bot on Buenos Noches' team. Dark One, though.
Yeah.
I don't think he's BN's
made a hell of a game out of this, but I think in the end they're going to come up just shy, Zath.
Yep. As soon as Loria finishes reloading, that's probably going to be end of it for Dark One.
Yeah, I don't think he's... I think the SAP is going to just punch him out right in the nose. And it does. And there we go. A hell of a late comeback from BN, but it's just not quite enough to get the game, to get the deal done.
Yep. Wolfman with a really good play. He had a really awesome play last week as well. That saved the game for Epoxy and got them to this point in the tournament today.
Well, I got to say kudos to BN, right? For being down a player, and they made a hell of a showing out of that. So, man. Whoa.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right. So did I push all the buttons right? I think I pushed all the buttons right. So if I did, then I come back
Pretty sure
here.
I pushed mine all right.
Pretty sure I pushed all of mine right. So if I come back to here, there we go. All right. It is correct. Excellent. So Epoxy up a game here. I got to say, I really hope BN is able to get another player, because that felt like if they'd had their 9th, that game could have gone either way. I really do feel that way.
Well, Buenos Noches has exactly 5 minutes to get that other player.
Yeah, like
they're not here yet.
They've had time while they've been playing to be like, hey, let's go. Like, we got to find somebody. Let's find, where's our roster, you know?
Which is really unusual and unexpected in my opinion. I mean, it's the same start time that they had last week. And this is a team, these guys know what they're doing. They've played competitive COTS for years. Just find it interesting.
All right, let's run an ad. No,
Oh,
I
yeah,
have to
good
wait.
idea.
I have to wait. I have to have my little timer button. Hold on a minute. Somewhere. Okay. I took my timer out. I took my timed ad button out of here. I got to wait until it catches up on stream. I'll do it over there. Anyways, okay.
All the fun things you all at home don't have to worry about.
I know, right? Well, we'll see if they're able to find another player. I really hope that they are.
The same. I mean, we want to see competitive games, and I mean that was competitive despite having a bot, which I thought was insane. But yeah, we want to see games that are good, you know, good fights. And when we were looking at this last night, right? Yeah, it was last night. Yes, we were looking at it. We're like, hey, you know what? Let's do Epoxy Buenos Noches. We haven't seen Buenos Noches yet, and Epoxy, of course, people know Epoxy, so let's do it.
There we go. BN has 9 active players now. There we go.
Ta-da! Okay, now they just have to win 2.
Yep.
You're like,
Just gonna...
you see what we did with a bot. Now watch us with an actual human player.
Fear the firepower of our fully armed and operational WoW's team.
That's right. That's right. That's great, though. I'm glad to see they got their person in.
Yep. Same.
So, yeah. And for those of you guys watching over on NA, remember there are drops today. We didn't get a chance to discuss that, so I just wanted to briefly touch on that. Watch for an hour and a half, 90 minutes, and you'll get a mission for a green King of the Sea camo. That's why I'm wearing green today. Tomorrow, you'll get a choice.
Nerd.
Thank you. For a red King of the Sea camo. Now, if you haven't gotten your drop yet, now's a great chance for you to double check that you are getting progress towards your drop if you haven't already done so. Take a look at the top right of your screen, click on your icon, your avatar, whatever your name, and then check and make sure that says you're getting progress for drops on either one of our channels. If it says that, you're good. If it doesn't, something ain't right. The easiest thing to do that I tell people is, you know, Raptor, are you streaming on YouTube right now?
I am doing both as usual.
So Raptor and I are both casting this on YouTube as well as Twitch. So what you can do is find our cast on YouTube. It's also a great way to dodge ads anyway in case it happens, because we all make mistakes. So pick up our streams on YouTube. Kill all your Twitch windows. That's important. Kill all of them. Okay? And and set a timer for 5 minutes. For about 5 minutes, bring up whichever of our Twitch channels you're on, and it should show on the top right that you're getting progress now, special mission, whatever. Okay? Wait 15, double check and make sure it at least says 1%. If it does all that, relax. You've done the thing, you've done what you need to do other than just to sit for an hour and a half. Okay? And you tell I've done this a bit.
You have been, yeah, that's a very practiced, well executed overview, Zaf. I can tell you've been giving that speech over the course of the week, over the course of both. Well, actually, there weren't drops last weekend on NA. Were there on EU?
No, there were none.
So no drops at all last weekend. So this is the first weekend we've had drops at all.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
Oh no.
Well, I think they had somebody who's got to go make a change.
Right, but the problem is game time. And what did I say before about enforcing the rules? They've been told it's time to play, and they just dropped somebody out. They're asking for 1 minute.
Yeah.
Raptor, this might be a forfeit. If so, we are going to want to search.
Yeah. Well, let's have a peek. Yeah. Yeah. That guy had never readied up, so I got the impression he was having some kind of training room problems or whatever. There we go. He's back now. And yeah, 9 on 9. We're good. Everybody's here. And they're all ready. Hashtag seems okay. And we're dropping. Outstanding.
Okay. Excellent. SAT is playing, yes, under the name Petropavlovsk. I have no idea why. Petropavlovsk was his EU alt, but anyway, let's get into the game.
All right, let's go scope this out.
Boop.
All right, here we go. Do I have the teams in the right colors? I do. Excellent.
Yay!
All right, let's take a quick look over New Land of Fire. What an interesting cap configuration. Okay. All right, let's talk about the Epoxy lineup here as we spawn into game 2. In the green, Epoxy fielding a 4 destroyer lineup. We're looking at Dalek's Gdansk. It looks like a very similar build to Petro's Gdansk. Petro running Dazzle, whereas Dalek has opted for Superintendent, so an extra charge of that radar. And then we've got Daring in Connor's Daring and Hook Lines Z42.
Yep, with loot
Backed
units.
up, indeed, backed up triple cruiser. I've got Shrimp's Salem here. Top grade gunner. Bustling's Venezia, also running top grade gunner. And then I'm missing one. Where is, there we go. Deadeye's Moskva. Yep, Deadeye's Moskva not running legendary here. 2 battleships, of course. Moose's Kremlin, sticking with that from last game. Wolfman now in HMS Incomparable, Zath, a ship that we occasionally see in the event, but certainly not one of its most popular.
This is the
What do you got
first
for
time
Buenos Noches?
this is the first time I've seen Incomparable this entire tournament so far.
All right.
Wild.
Well, talk to me about Buenos Noches. Who we got?
All right, Buenos Noches has Nav LV making quick speed to the A cap along with Ban CV subs Marceau. They're both kind of your standard layout. Worth noting, neither of them are taking special unique captains. Abanu would help with Survivability Expert, whereas Honore would help with Adrenaline Rush. They would be very helpful for either one. Backed up by Lego Mr. Panda's St. Vincent and Yordi's Mosfa with unique upgrade. In front of them is Dark One in a Marseille, making his way up to looks like possibly the safe island between A and B, safe with the quotation marks around it. We've got Captain Kelvin in a Ragnar moving up. This is, once again, not using a special captain. He could put Jersey Mike for a boosted adrenaline rush. You never know when those little bits can help you make a difference. Heading the other direction towards the decap, we have Delhi Moon Kaboom, once again, in the Moskva with the unique upgrade, looking at the lineup and saying, thank God there are no more of those pesky planes to deal with. Behind him is Chris 16 in the Colombo with unique upgrade. And finally, we have Phantom Darks in San Martin.
I really have... Are they going to be able to stop the quick Kleber cap, Zath? It looks like they are. Look at all the shells. Look at all the shells.
They were ready for it.
The torpedoes coming in, the shells coming in.
Yep.
Van CV's going to have to play some fancy games here. He's managed it. But boy, it wasn't easy. Nab is still lit because he shot back. He's trying to reverse back into the cap.
His engines are broken?
He's finally dark now, but they're going to keep fishing for him. They know approximately where to fire.
They want this cap so bad, they're willing to lose half their hit point pool.
They're willing to trade a lot of
destroyers.
HP for it, and it's pretty much going to be Nab. I don't know how Nab got lit. I think the Zeds got him lit on the surface from his position.
Fire. He was on fire for a sec, and possibly also the
that'll
Zed,
do it.
Yeah, definitely the fire.
Nab has
he
to bail out
right away.
Bancy V's Marceau now lit. They're going to drive it. Man, they're going to cough up all this HP's out, and they're going to walk away with nothing.
Niente, as you like to say.
You stole fizzy lifting drinks. You get nothing.
Good day, sir.
Wow. Wow.
You lose.
Yeah, what a play from Epoxy to just punish this early move. Well done.
Outstanding. Meanwhile, they haven't even picked up the decap. I'm surprised that they didn't send the decap
taking his time.
in.
Yeah.
Well, no. D. D is in Delta, like the free cap, so to speak.
Oh, yeah. Why wouldn't the San Martin have done that? He's got a 9.5 detection. He probably could have pulled that off.
Absolutely. Go into the
Especially
island.
behind that island. Yeah,
sit there.
park behind this island.
When you're about to come out, radar to make sure it's safe, and then leave. But
yeah.
Oh, well.
Wow. Epoxy coming in with, now that I look at the lineup, look at the ships they've sent over here, Zath, right? You've got 2 speed boosty radar destroyers, plus the Incomparable, which is fast, speed boost, and stealthy. Plus you've got Hook Line Z42 for firepower, plus the Venezia to punish any destroyers. They came specifically, almost with this exact lineup, specifically to counter that A play.
Oh yeah.
That's
So we've
wild.
seen teams doing a lot of that, especially earlier today. But a lot of teams just saying, okay, we're gonna group our destroyers and we're just gonna pulverize whatever we find.
Mm-hmm.
Captain Kelvin once again saying, okay, I think I want this cap, and then saying, maybe I really don't. Hookline tries to back into A, gets radared by Yordi's Moskva, but what's gonna stop him after that radar?
After the radar's over, pretty much nothing.
And they've got time. They have a cap. Buenos Noches
Yeah.
does not.
I'm a little
So-
surprised to see being quite this passive on cap control. I mean, it's like they put all their eggs in that A play, and then once it didn't work out, it feels like they're not sure how to pivot.
100%, yes. And I mean, the thing that's wild is the San Martin is backing up. He got himself detected. He takes all that
Yeah.
time to get into position to do something.
He could have just dived the island in D and had this done already.
There's been a number of times where like the random battles mindset would have made a difference, which is wild to think about because this is competitive. This is the most competitive we're supposed to see games, etc., etc.
Ooh.
Nice hit on Connor from the Colombo.
Yeah, Chris with a heads up SAP shot there on the daring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Zath, this is something that I talk about when I play randoms, when I do replays, when I stream. There's
Could
very
be, by the
much huh?
It could be.
Yeah, I know they were trying. Oh, they're gonna get Kelvin already. Man.
Yep.
Again, this is one of those, like, if he probably could have, while they were busy murdering his teammates at A, he probably could have just driven straight through that cap. Nobody was even looking at him, and they could have had it already.
That's right, 100%.
So, what I was to continue the earlier thought, it's possible to play too cautiously in this game. In a tournament environment like this, nobody wants to take risk. You don't want to take undue risk. Nobody wants to be the player that costs your team the game because he got dunked on earlier or whatever. But at the same time, not taking no risks very, very rarely results in a good result either. You almost always have to ride that line. There's that fine line between, okay, I have to do something, whatever it is, but I can't be crazy about it.
Exactly.
Well, 7 minutes gone. Buenos Noches firmly on the back foot. They managed to grab the quote unquote the home cap, their D cap, but kicked in the teeth trying to grab A early, and they've not yet found a way to recover.
No. And I mean, we've both played competitive tournaments, clan battles, but nobody wants to be the first dead ship. So in competitive, a lot of times the first instinct is, what am I going to do that won't get me killed?
Yeah. Now, Zap, they're bringing Nabs Kleber over. I'm not quite sure what the thought is here.
Do the same thing he did last time.
Yeah, but I don't think you can afford, with only 8,000 hit points, I don't think you can afford to drive out in front of the Moscow.
I don't think he
feels
cares.
like, well, he apparently doesn't, because he's going for it.
Feels to me like this is just one of those frustration plays, like, to hell with this. I'm just going to do something crazy. We're going to do the Hail Mary. He's now detected.
I am not sure I would have made this play. He's trying to knock out the torpedo tubes there. It doesn't look like he gets it.
No. He'll
Corpse
get the
in the
kill.
water. He will get the kill here. And
Like
manage to sneak away unspotted.
Mm-hmm.
Can he avoid the damage coming in? He does. So now what's interesting about this is that Nab is actually in the epoxy backfield, able to grab C, while Connor has made a very aggressive kind of move up to try and work over D here. Almost feels like epoxy being a little too greedy.
Look at A. Speaking of greed. Oh, there goes Hookline.
Ooh.
They were trying to say,
trying a torpedo charge.
see what you guys did? I see that. Well, watch this, and then.
Feels like epoxy may be letting B in back into this game here. It's not over yet, not by a long shot. Got a long way to go.
No, but that's what I'm talking about. And we commented on this, Put and I, last weekend especially. At a certain point, you have to say, to hell with it, we're going. And that's
Yeah.
exactly what Nab did. And you're right, it blew things wide open because now you've got Moose in the Kremlin turning around to try to do
Yeah.
something to stop Nab.
Yeah. Well, and they can see Shrimp Dance. Shells going in over there. Now, nothing doing from the Moskva.
Ooh!
Oh, the Colombo
Brilliant.
absolutely dunks the Daring for well over half his health in one shot. Wow.
Well, as
And
Puddin
just
liked to say earlier, the Daring just found the new world.
Yeah, and just like that, we have a lead change. Buenos Noches out to a points lead, although Mr. Panda's St. Vincent on the one line looking a little rough. He does get to a heal.
Phantom Duroc, meanwhile, on the other side, for Buenos Noches, manages to get his funny button active, and he's
I
rehealing
gotta
himself.
say, Zaf, now that they've got a lead, I don't know why Jordy and Mr. Panda are still up here in a 4-on-2. That does not feel like a good use of their time.
No, what really needs to happen is we need to see Dark One start coming out too and making something happen. He's got Hydro available,
Yeah.
so he's got the ability to do it if he wants to.
Yeah, if you're gonna push, you need to all push together, not leave your teammates out to
Exactly.
dry here.
Exactly. Panda can only take this fire for so long.
Oh my goodness, Wolfman's incomparable speaks and Jordan Yordi screams in pain. Wow. It's about a 35 or 40,000 point hit there from those big 20 inchers.
Yep.
Moose's
Meanwhile-
Kremlin has rotated back to C.
Yeah, I was just looking at the same thing. They're playing little games here. Nab just happens to have this little place where he can just park himself and say, "Neener, neener, you're not getting this cap." Oh, look at the Colombo.
Yeah, I was like Chris's Colombo now basically telling the Salem, like, let's go, let's dance. Kremlin trying to get in on this fight.
Yep,
There goes the
St.
St. Vincent. Yep. And that leaves Yordi very, very, very alone over here on quite low HP. Buenos Noches made a big push to get back into this game. Had flipped the lead. They've lost it for the moment. 8.5 minutes to play. Only a 40-point difference as Shrimp Dance gets kicked in the teeth. And Chris goes out. And so
Now
a
it's
D
Salem
flank,
and San Martin.
yeah, a D flank that was looking like it was shaping up very nicely for Buenos Noches. Maybe now not holding together quite as well as they would have liked with the loss of the battleship. Both their
Agreed.
battleships now off the board.
And possibly this Moskva. Yep.
Yeah,
Very nice salvo from Wolfman's Incomparable.
only a matter of time. If you go on as a cruiser player going up against someone who understands how to aim and how to drive an Incomparable is one of the most frustrating experiences because she's so good at murdering cruisers.
Yeah, if they can hit.
Yeah, they're going to try and pick up. They're going to try and get Ban CV to pick up A, but this is a huge risk as Dalek's got radar available and is pushing back up. 5 seconds here. I think Ban CV is going to grab it.
Go get it.
He's just outside the range and he's going to be able to speed out of there undetected. Wow.
Dalek not willing to completely
Bold.
risk it because of the Marseille right
No.
there, and
No,
Nav
it's a
goes down to
bold
the
play,
Kremlin.
bold play, but a smart one. Phantom hanging on 1,000 HP back here with his next heal 2 minutes away.
Eesh.
Kaboom now going in on Moose at point blank range,
I mean, you might as well at this point.
forcing Moose to wander into torpedoes. Nab went out somewhere. I missed it. Okay.
Kremlin. He
looks
came
like
out
Moose
right in
got
front
him.
of the Kremlin.
Yeah. Kaboom's icebreaker bow holds up against the Kremlin, but his AP doesn't get anywhere.
But he's got to start turning now.
Yeah,
There
he's
he
going to
goes.
have to turn.
There goes San
San
Martin.
Martin goes out. Not shocking.
Nope.
Shrimp
Moose
Dance able to
continues to
push there.
flood.
Shrimp Dance is missing a forward turret. His B turret is completely destroyed.
Not surprised.
Or no, it was
He's been in heavy
disabled. No, I
fire.
apologize. Disabled. My apologies. Not destroyed.
Nice attempt there by Moose. Not enough.
Oof.
And Kaboom. And here's the thing. Kaboom can't afford the ram, so he's got to take it kind of carefully here, make sure he doesn't get rammed, and make sure he
Yeah.
gets the kill on the Kremlin, and
Yeah.
hope that the Salem doesn't get in on this too.
BN owns all of this real estate, but they're down 3 ships right now. They desperately need this kill. Truth be
He
told, I'm
switched
not
to
sure how they're going to get it. He switched to HE right there.
HE, yeah. Do not like.
No.
Moose knows he's safe.
Yep. Yeah, firing the HE at his armor belt is not going to produce the results that Kaboom needs.
No, he's probably thinking just one
And
more
now,
fire, but nah.
yeah, and now because of the island, he'll never, Moskva's guns will never be able to get shells over that island. And now
No.
he's in a double fire.
He'll go out shortly. Dark One
And
has decided he will die at this island.
And just like that, every single cap now capping for Epoxy. They're ready to seal this deal and go 2-0.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Zath, I got to say, for a minute there, it looked like Buenos Noches had found a way back in, but it feels like some, maybe, what do you even call them, errors? I'm not even sure. But certainly Epoxy holding fast and making it work.
Yeah, a couple of key plays. I think what went down at A, for example.
Yeah.
You know, I see that like flash of greatness, and unfortunately they just couldn't exploit that to a win.
Yeah.
It happens.
It does. 100%. Big incom salvo coming in on Dark One here. Looks like he's going to turn into it. Come up okay.
46 seconds remaining in this game. Possibly fewer, depending on what happens with Dark One.
They'll get a small time extension out of Dark One, but it won't be enough. It's just, I mean, it's a 6-on-2 at this point. I gotta say, Zath, if you made me go back and pick an MVP, it would probably be Shrimp Dance. The fact that he sat there nose to nose with a Columbo and pulled off a victory, wild to me. Absolutely wild.
It was a Columbo and a San Martin.
And the San Martin, yeah, for sure. Ooh, big hit on the Petro there from Dark One. Fungus is like, yeah, well, I can do that too. Here, have one of these.
You got it.
He knows it's over. They're just driving straight forward at these guys.
Yep. And of course, there is a loser's bracket, so that doesn't mean that they are out.
They're not out completely. Man, both teams looked really good in this series, Zath, but it's Epoxy that comes out on top.
That's right. That's right. Indeedy. So let's go ahead and give them their due, set them up as the winners.
Hit that. I got to do that. Hit that button, and then this button should work. Hey-oh, man, I really do like it when everything on the overlay system like works the way it's supposed to, right? That's a good feeling.
Yeah, and I agree, and big thanks to Sarah for putting this together.
Agreed, and I like the coloring this year. The logo is really nice.
The coloring is so modern, and yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, it looks good. Looks great.
I do, and chat, you guys please also feel free to share your thoughts and stuff. I'm sure there will be surveys and stuff for player feedback from this tournament. Let them know what you guys think of every aspect about it. I've asked if there's any game 3s, Raptor, and I've been told nope.
No, yeah, I see that. No game 3s. So I wonder if that means they're going to move up the start time of the next round by a few minutes.
How is it that Resin goes 3-0 over 3XWT?
3-0?
That's what it says on the tournament page.
There are only 2 games. They should have only played twice. That's odd. Awkward. Speaking of, let's pull that screen up real quick. Let's see if I can make this work. Hang on a minute. I need this. I think that's the screen that I want. And then I want to come over here and I want to interact. Yeah. I want to do that, and that. And I think that puts me where I want to be. Yeah, there we go. All right.